Hey, what's up guys? Charlie here. Welcome back to Conquering Kerbal Space Program 103. And my specialty probe that I launched a long time ago has arrived at Eve. We've got a couple of little things happening here. I've tried to update some mods to see, I talked about in the last episode how there was some mod conflicts and I was worried about them. Tried to update a few. I thought maybe remote tech would be fixed by now. It's actually not, unfortunately. So I will have to cheat sometimes in this game just to get things to work because remote tech in this version of the game doesn't work. I've thought about actually trying to update KSP as a whole too, but some of my mods, especially the parts mods, have not been maintained to future versions. I'm gonna play with it. We're gonna see what happens. But anyway, this is the same little rover probe setup that I sent to Duna. There's a little bit of a different engine configuration to it, but for the most part, it's the same. I'm also a little bit short on Delta V, but I think I can make it work. We've got ourselves a decent orbit around Eve here, and it's got a little bit of an inclination here, so I should have the ability to land in pretty much any biome I want on Eve. So all I got to do now is take a look at Eve itself and kind of evaluate where the biome is that I want to land, and then we'll figure out where we're going to set this puppy down. All right, I've been looking at this, and I kind of like this area there's a whole lot of stuff happening right here in the middle here. There's an area here where there's a ton of biomes in a pretty short amount of span here. This is Crater Lake, which is this little biome right here, and we're kind of like on the edge of it over here, I think. There's foothills here, then I come into the peaks, then I can come into the highlands, then the midlands, then the lowlands, then the shallows, and then have the Explodium Sea, and then keep going if I want to, maybe through the shallows and maybe get to Crater Lake. So there's a whole lot of different things we can do here. I was gonna do the other side. If I go just a little bit to the left here and kind of just a little bit off of this edge, there's another area right here where we could land where there's a lot of biomes in very quick succession here. And then there's the Explodium Sea here. But since I can get Explodium Sea over on this side too, I'm gonna try and at least to land over here. And there's a lot of give here. There's a lot of flexibility in landing in these biomes because the foothills here are the highest point as far as I can tell. And there's a pretty good size land here. There's a big chunk of land here. What I'm concerned about is that it's too steep and I won't be able to get the rover maneuvered. That's my fear, but I kind of don't have a choice because I can't. I mean, I guess I could go altimetry and kind of check out and see what I'm really dealing with, but it looks to me like these peaks here are about 5,500 meters. At their highest, maybe 6,000 meters high, which is pretty high. And then you get down here to the lake, and then we start getting below sea level, of course, right? So, I mean, we're gonna have to deal with 5,000 meters here of distance. As far as like altitude goes, we're going up and down. There's pretty big mountains here, but if I can start high and work my way down low with control, I think I can get all these biomes. At least I'm hoping I can get all these biomes. So I'm gonna try and land somewhere over here. Maybe we'll try this spot here, and that way, if I miss it a little bit, if I end up in the peaks, oh well. If I end up in the peaks over here, oh well. Maybe there's a chance that we can go uphill just a little bit to get to the foothills. We'll see. I'll try to land somewhere around this area, and we'll go from there. So this is going to be my proposed landing zone. Let's see what this looks like on the map out here. Can I see it on the map out here? Is that something this thing will do? It will indeed. So we're going to have this point be right here. This is where I'm going to try and land. Now, in order to do that, I am gonna have to wait a little bit. It looks like I might get my shot at that altitude in the dark. I'm gonna have to land in the dark if I wanna do that, unfortunately. But I think the point that I land at is more important than landing during the day. So I'm gonna go for that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're about to do this maneuver. It's about 80 meters per second. It's gonna happen way over here, of course, and it's gonna hopefully plant me somewhere a little bit ahead of this point that I wanna land. And then from there, I'm just gonna use the remainder of my fuel to slow me down a little bit more as we approach. Hopefully control my descent a little bit. If my engines and stuff burn up, so be it. I'm not actually used to Eve. I've never landed on Eve in my life, so I know it's a really thick atmosphere, and I know there's a really high probability of everything burning up, but I think this is okay. My naivety. We'll find out. Okay, and so just like we did before with Duna, and just like we did with like when we were testing things out in like episode 11, I think it was, we want to go ahead and put all of our activities in place before we lose signal with this thing, because we're going to want to collapse our antennas and stuff and let this thing kind of do it on its own. We're going to want to try that. So once we let it go and once we get it into the atmosphere, it's kind of out of our hands. We want to program everything ahead of time. So we're going to enter the atmosphere around here, and this looks like it's about 10 minutes away. So I want to start programming things with my signal delay. So let's put in a 11-minute delay here, and we'll see what this does for us. So an 11-minute delay brings us, again, to about the atmosphere being here. And I want to, at that point, I want to go ahead and wrap up this whole thing. I want to get the solar panels all retracted. I'm also, that's actually 30 seconds into the atmosphere there. Maybe that's not the best thing. You know what? Let's zero this out. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Let's go 10 minutes here instead. So like right as we're entering the atmosphere here, we're going to want to go ahead and do this. Now I got my vehicle facing retrograde now, so it's going to maintain a orbital retrograde orientation throughout the process of this. So we're going to go ahead 10 minutes from now, we're going to retract all the solar panels. Then I'm going to want to retract the Communitron 32. So we're going to do that. Now I think, and I'm pretty sure actually, let's go ahead and zero this out really quick. This is why we're doing this way ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and open up this bay so I can take a look inside the vehicle. Let's just speed ahead a little bit here. Time acceleration. Okay. Hopefully we open this up. Expand service bay, please. 30 seconds. There's over a minute of delay here. So it takes over a minute from the time I tell it to do it for it actually to do it. All right, let's go ahead and aim the camera here so I can take a look inside. Now there should be an antenna right there. There we go. And this one is already extended. It's a Communitron 16, so it's not gonna have the range, but I think our satellite network is close enough to where that won't be a problem. Either way, though, I think I will probably want to send a signal to this thing to open this up, too. So I think probably as this thing retracts, we'll go ahead and send a signal to this with a delay as it's going through the atmosphere. Provided, of course, this little antenna here still has a signal. Hopefully it does. Okay, let's close this back up. So we're going to want to get everything else ordered here too. I'm not sure when I'm going to decouple these. It's possible this stuff just burns right up. I don't know if this is actually going to work. So it's possible everything just burns right up. But what we want to do is we want to let this go as long as it can. It's probably going to burn up and explode. That's going to be fine as long as the reaction wheel here and the stuff inside remains safe. There's a heat shield right here. It's only a regular old 2.5 meter one with 800 ablator. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. If it's not, then the heat shield might burn up and then this cargo bay starts getting hot. But I'm hoping as it moves through the atmosphere, it's going to slow down a lot too. And, you know, everything. We're hoping on a lot of things here, but let's go. Again, I've never landed on E before. I have no idea what that's like. So from there, after you have deactivated this, we're going to want to see what our delay is to atmosphere now. So our delay right now is about 7 minutes. Probably when we get about maybe 8 minutes into this fall. Is it going to be 8 minutes into the fall? Also, look at this. This is all changed now. Wait, what was going on there? Why was that? Whoa, what is going on with Trajectories? I'm not entirely sure, man. Like, Trajectories is messing with me now, and I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. We'll play it. Trajectories is moving things on me. Now we're way over here, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, I don't think we're going to end up way over there. I'm pretty sure we're going to end up where the original point was. I'm just going to hope that that's the case. Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead probably like maybe 8 minutes from now or so. We can... Is this 8 minutes away? What's this? 7 minutes? 7.5 minutes. So maybe 8 minutes from now, we can think about decoupling this. So we can go ahead and... decouple this whole thing. Now that's going to, and again, this stuff might burn up before that, but I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. Let's decouple this about 8 minutes from now. Okay, good. So 8 minutes from now, that will happen. Then we're on just this. What we'll want to do then is, let's say, like maybe 9.5 minutes from now, 9 minutes from now. Only a minute? Do I want only a minute? I don't think I want only a minute. You know what? We'll deploy chutes before we even do the heat shield thing. There's no reason to jettison the heat shield until we have the chutes open. Speaking of the chutes, I think maybe what, 11 minutes? 2 more minutes falling through the atmosphere. Let's go 11 minutes from now. It might be that might not be long enough. We'll try it. 11 minutes from now, I want to go ahead and arm all these chutes. So let's arm the chutes. We can probably just, actually, you know what? Let's cancel this. We can arm the chutes beforehand. It's been a while since I played this. We gotta get myself re-familiar with it. So I can arm these chutes kind of whenever I want to. But we don't need them armed right away. I don't think it'll be a problem. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Arm the chutes 10 minutes from now. Sounds good. We'll arm this one, arm this one, arm this. Actually, just do a couple on each side, just to make sure we don't lose them all. Yeah, we'll arm all of these. And then we'll also come down and arm like some of these. That should protect us pretty well. I suppose we can probably just arm them all. And then we can adjust the altitudes at which each of them open. And then that way, if we lose some, we can still get some back. This is gonna be a super effective parachute setup. Like, I believe Eve is like, it's one of those planets in this game where you can just, you know, if there's any planet where you can get super effectiveness out of parachutes, it's Eve. All right, so all these are gonna be armed, and that's all happening like 10 minutes from now, right? Arm, parachute, signal delay. Yeah, okay, fine. They're all gonna get armed. And let's see, what else do we want to do? Well, the configuration for it, right? We want to toggle the info for the chute, which doesn't look like I can actually get the info for that. It's not letting me have it. Oh, there's a signal delay. Right. The signal delay is still affecting even my ability to see the information on the chute. All right, zero out this, and let me get chute information. Toggle info now. So about a minute from now, I'll get the information on the chute. Ugh, fine. And then as we're falling to the ground, when is that gonna happen? Probably, I bet we'll probably fall to the ground now, maybe 12 minutes from now. Let's go like 14 minutes from now. 14 seconds? Oh, that's not what I want. Did I put the arm? I put 10 seconds on the arming, so these are almost all already going to be armed. And you know what? That's actually fine. That's actually fine. Let's do 15, 15. Let's do 14 minutes from now. 14 minutes from now, once these parachutes deploy, I want to jettison this. We'll jettison the heat shield at that point. Ready, set, go. That'll happen in 14 minutes from now. Perfect. Let's zero this out again. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to mess with the chute's properties. We want the altitude for deployment to be 30,000 meters? Is that what I want? I don't think I need that. Let's have the deployment happen around 13,000 meters. And we'll totally deploy everything, let's say maybe like 900 meters. Pre-deployment, yeah, pre-deployment will happen at like 13,000 meters. That should be fine. We'll copy everything to all the other chutes as well. So we'll just have them all open. At 13,000 meters, we should be going slow enough by then. We really should be, so. That should do it, actually. I don't think there's any other setup needed for this, aside from burning off the remainder of our fuel, which we can do as long as we do that before the decouple of this stack, which is in 2.5 minutes. So we kind of need to do that pretty quickly here, actually. Unless we're not going to do it, which I kind of think maybe I'm not going to do it, because this is it's a little bit of a concern here. We're gonna be too far that direction. We'll give it a shot though. I think maybe I'll just leave it. I could probably just leave it the way it is now. So we're deactivating the commutitron now. The upper commutitron is now retracted. Now it doesn't say anything about this. I'm not sure why these aren't going in. So I'm gonna do this right now. Retract all solar. That's with no signal delay. I'm not sure why that was removed from there. I must have deleted it and not known it. So we're gonna hopefully retract all this stuff. We're gonna be entering the atmosphere right about now. There we go. And what we wanna do is retract these solar panels. We've got 25 seconds to do it. This is not as good as I would like. They're gonna start burning up. Please retract them. Please retract them. Please retract them. Please retract them. Oh my God, we're gonna burn up all our solar panels now. This is not ideal. Not ideal. Turn the engine on. Okay, good. Whew. We're not turning the engine on though. So the engine will probably burn up. The tanks will probably burn up. All that stuff will probably happen, but we're gonna decouple this in 38 seconds if it still exists. And it may not still exist. We'll see. There's a good chance it doesn't exist. This is gonna burn up now. This is gonna explode. That's gone. Yep, that's gone. Completely gone. Stack will get decoupled soon. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-huh. You know, we're doing okay though. Kind of, a little bit. That engine is it's still not burning up. I mean, it is an engine, so. All right, I just decoupled that. And I think it's just kind of stuck in front of me. I don't think that's a big deal. Where is my ablative? I'm gonna go ahead and pin this so I can see it all the time. We're going through the atmosphere. I've never landed on Eve. This is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be really fun. Let's get like a 20-minute signal delay here because we still have connection with the satellites. And in 20 minutes, I want to go ahead and activate the Commutitron 32. Okay, good. We got that put in. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's bad. Oh no. That's not good actually. Oh boy. I want 20 minutes, not 20 seconds. Well, that antenna is probably toast. That antenna is probably toast. I did 20 seconds again instead of 20 minutes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see what happens. At least we have 1 minute until that actually happens, right? Like there's 1 minute until, so like we're gonna slow down a little bit. Maybe it will survive. Maybe it will survive. I don't know. So far, re-entry is pretty solid though. I'm digging re-entry so far. We are gonna have to do this landing at night, which wasn't my initial preference, but the location I landed is more important than the time of day in which I land. Astronomer's visual pack, man. Look at this. This thing is beautiful. Eve's looking solid. Eve's looking pretty good. But we are way early. We are way, way early on this landing right now. And my game is freezing. I can't tell if that's a complete and total bust crash or if it's like gonna load and I can actually go back to what I want to do. Nope, the game definitely crashed, not coming back. And when I came back to play, I must have done something or bumped something with OBS in between recording sessions and stuff. And I may have tapped, I don't know what I've done, but basically this game is now zoomed in a little bit. It's not quite like, you see the edges are getting clipped off. I'm really sorry about that. That will continue throughout this recording session, which is all the way through the rest of this video and the start of the next video. Again, apologies for that. It's just something that happened. I would eventually correct it when I sat down to record the next time. All right, so admittedly, this is the first time I've ever done anything with Eve, and it's taken me a couple attempts, but this is where I'm at right now. I want to show you guys the progress, and I'll let this attempt play out so you can kind of see where I am on this. So Trajectories is telling me right now that I'm skipping off the atmosphere. This is my new starting point, my very first attempt, right? Originally, Trajectories told me we were landing, but now after reloading the quick save, it shows me the truth. So I'm gonna go based on this truth. Based on that, I'm going to go ahead and burn 53 meters per second at this point. Now, it doesn't tell me any progress on that because it keeps adjusting anyway, but what I'm hoping for here is that this 10-second burn will, and I've had a couple of tries at this aside from this, bringing you in right now, right? I've had a couple of tries. This point here will bring it to where I'm going to go around in the atmosphere. I will then bounce off, and then I will enter the atmosphere again over here and eventually end up landing somewhere over here, which is not what I want. But if I, that's what I have right now, is the skip off the atmosphere thing. But if I burn this number, as far as I think anyway, if I burn this number, I will slow down enough to where the point will work its way around and I will end up landing here. That's what I hope for anyway. I'm not sure if that's the thing. In fact, I'm second guessing myself right now and I might just bump this up just a tad bit, just a little bit, just to see what happens. But it's gonna burn now and I'm not gonna be able to stop it, so there's that. I think decoupling the stack decoupler quicker is also probably a pretty good idea. So with the 0 delay on there and 63 seconds, I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to do it now, actually. So it's gonna do it a little bit sooner than it was going to anyway, about 20 seconds quicker. And I think that might help me a bit too. So there's the burn right there. And now I want it to go ahead and get rid of that. And also I wanna go surface. Whoops, oh, nope. Surface retrograde. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Hopefully we don't spin out of control too much there. All right, so we're currently in the atmosphere. We're gonna decouple this at 33 seconds now instead of doing it in 50 seconds. So decoupling this a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, going through the atmosphere. Yeah, normally there'd be another 20 seconds to go on this, but I'm gonna do it quicker. Here we go. Fantastic. The part I'm really worried about is this hold surface prograde thing and then hold surface retrograde thing. It's gonna put us into a spin. Hopefully no parts break. Hopefully that tumble doesn't result in anything burning up. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh, good. It's gonna burn up like my probes and my, oh God, that was bad. Okay. Oh, I think we got it, guys. Oh, I think we got it. Yay! Oh, you guys don't know. Like, seriously, you don't even know. You don't even know. This is the closest I've ever gotten to this. This is so close for me. I've gotten here, and it's like I've been trying to tweak this and figure out what I gotta do and when I gotta do it. And I think this is hopefully on the big patch of land, right? We got a little bit of space to play with here, so hopefully this is on that big patch of land where I want it to land. I really hope it is. God. This is like maybe my 8th attempt at this. I put a good 3 hours into this landing right now, just trying to tweak things and figure it out, and I ran a little bit of math, but like, I'm not very good at that kind of math. I've never been an expert at that kind of thing. I've never pretended to be a very good at that. I just like to play this game. I just like to have fun in this game. As long as it's like, if we miss a biome, whoop-de-doo. At this point, it's like whoop-de-doo. I just want the thing to land. We need at least 3 biomes. 3 biomes to satisfy Strategia. Because we're currently doing the Eve probes concentration with our strategy. So we're getting there's a lot of debuffs, and there's a lot less science and a lot less money and a lot less prestige for doing anything else other than probes on Eve right now. Until I land a probe on Eve and transmit science from 3 biomes, that's the way it is. So that's what this thing is doing. The purpose of this craft is to get us extra science, but it's also to satisfy that strategy so that I can assign a new strategy. I would like the new strategy to be people, manned missions to Duna, so we could start working on our Duna base on the ground. I would like that to be the next concentration that we're going to work on. The Duna launch window is in 219 days, or 298 days. Now I am going to launch our thing to Moho, to Dres, and to Jewel. We're gonna be launching satellite packages to all of those as well, but we're gonna be doing that. These are the launch windows. We're gonna activate the Duna strategy right after we do this Jewel launch. That way we still get the normal standard, you know, credit for all this stuff. We get the standard credit for that. I think so, maybe not. Maybe we don't get the standard credit for this. I'll have to look at that. It might be more beneficial to just not have a strategy while we're activating all these things, while we're sending things out to all these guys. It might be beneficial to not have any strategy at all. And then we can start our manned stuff for Eve in about 392 days. So that's not bad either. It seems like a long time, but we're time accelerating a lot. So, like, to give you a perspective of how much we're time accelerating, right? Episode 101, right? Just 2 episodes ago. That's when we launched this emergency satellite. And it's got 22 days until it arrives here. So this emergency satellite is gonna get there. It's gonna arrive in like, I don't know, like 90 days to Eve. It takes like 90 days to get to Eve. It's like a straight shot. It's not a straight shot, but it's a very inefficient shot towards Eve. Oh, this is so close. I mean, it's not right on, and I'm hoping I don't land in the water here. But it's a lot closer than I've had before. I'm really hoping I don't land in the water. Like anything but the water, basically, right now. Yeah, we've already armed the parachutes, right? The parachutes, I think, are armed. We can go ahead and jettison the heat shield now. This will take care of that. Parachutes should be armed, should be. Let's go ahead and tell it that in 20 minutes, I want you to activate this antenna. If I can ever click it. Activate that in 20 minutes. Okay, good. The parachutes should open. There's 2 sets. There's a set of 8 that will open at 30,000, and then there's a set that will open at 15,000. The reason I did that was I wasn't sure if we were going to be going too fast at 30,000. And you can see we had a lot of high pressure there, a lot of heat buildup there still at like 33,000, 34,000. So I wasn't that far off in terms of like the altitude for these. But if these opened too quickly and they all snapped, I would at least have a backup set of 8. So now we have 2 sets. Pretty nice. We're not landing here, which is where I wanted to land, but man, is it close. As long as it's not in the water, and it doesn't appear to be. It looks like we're over solid land, kind of. Heat shield's gonna get jettisoned now. And somehow it's going up on the craft. Is the heat shield not gonna fall? Wait, huh? It's falling slower than, huh? That's weird. So the heat shield is falling. Okay. Yeah, sure, fine. Look at that green, man. Look at that green. Oh, we gotta do this during the day, you know? We're gonna land during the day and stuff too. We're gonna do a couple of things for the Eve, but I think the location was more important to me. We're currently located over the peaks, so we're not quite that far. We're not far away. We missed one biome. If I can go uphill and get the biome I'm looking for, great, I'll do that and then come back down. That's not a problem. But right now we're over the peaks. I wanted the foothills, then peaks, then highlands, and then it works its way down. So we missed the foothills, which is a pretty big surface, but we're at least on the edge of the foothills. I might be able to go back up and get it. All right, other parachutes are now deploying, and with the other chutes deployed, now the heat shield will fall, finally. Bye, heat shield. We got a pretty long fall happening here. And as we fall, it's like, are we drifting? Everything is weird with you. Look at trajectories. It's like, it's telling me I'm going this way. Am I drifting with the wind or something here? What is this? I don't know what's happening. This is what I'm talking about. Trajectories is just screwed, man. All right, I'm gonna go 3 times speed as we come down here. I'm landing on Eve like for the first time with you right now. Like this video is my first time ever interacting with Eve. So when I first started Conquering Kerbal Space Program as a series, I had only ever made it to orbit Duna. Like I had never actually even been on the surface of Duna before, and that was as far as I've ever been. I hadn't seen any other planet yet. I'm still fairly new with Kerbal Space Program in terms of like I have like 2,000 hours in the game, but like 2,000 hours of Kerbal Space Program, you could spend 1,000 hours just dinking around Kerbin. You know, like people spend thousands of hours on this game before they do everything, and that's the purpose of this series, is for like to see what does it take to do everything. What does it take to really see how far this game can go and what you can do with the game when you mod the hell out of it and things like that. There's our heat shield landing. Hey, I can see the land. We can see land. We are over the peaks. Parachutes are all expanding themselves, and now we're gonna fall ridiculously slow, just 2.4 meters per second. I kept the same design as Duna. I didn't need this many parachutes, right? But I just kept the same design as Duna, and that's made it easy for me. I was like, oh, this is the Duna special delivery, cool. Let's swap that tank out, pop this tank in. That we're gonna call this Eve delivery now. And Minmus, you're gonna build this, go. And I just built this on Minmus in a way. Because remember, everything we're doing on Eve, we paid nothing for it. It's all manufactured on Minmus and sent up. I paid nothing for it. Like, I'm just accumulating funds. In fact, if I take a look at the funds right now, you can see that I'm at a little over 4 million. I was a little over 5 million, but I hired some new Kerbals, and we're gonna get your guys' names in the game some more. I'm gonna do a different video for recruitment on this though. I'm not gonna pull names from the old pool. Reason being is because I have no idea how many of those people still watch this, right? Like I don't want to start putting names in the game for people who have long forgotten this channel. So what I'll probably do is make a new video for a new recruitment list. We'll start changing the names of all the Kerbals. If you have your name in this series already and you comment on that video, then you'll just stay in. But if you don't comment on it, then I'm going to change people out, and we'll say that the old Kerbals retired, right? We're not gonna change the name of an existing Kerbal. What we'll do is we'll just say that old Kerbal, they got old and they've retired. They moved on. They went with their family, etc. And new people came in. I think that's a pretty logical thing that would happen over time, right? That happens. You know, Lance Armstrong isn't still, you know, walking around the moon, right? He's not going up in space anymore. So, I mean, that kind of stuff happens. Kerbals get old. Sometimes Kerbals pass away, and we could go with that. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna make a new video later, and we'll get your guys' names in the game. But I've hired several new Kerbals. Turns out hiring a pretty courageous and pretty smart engineer and scientist at level 2, they come in already trained to level 2. It costs like 300,000 credits, or Spaceos, whatever it's called. It costs like 300,000 each. So it costs a lot of money for Kerbals. We'll probably end up spending most of our money on Kerbals instead of rockets, which is actually kind of cool. If you think about it, like, we're gonna be building all of our hardware off planet for free with resources we mine from the moons and stuff. And then this, when we launch stuff, we're probably not gonna launch a whole lot from Eve, honestly. But when we do surface stuff on Eve, you know, we'll build the stuff that we're doing on the surface. We'll build that on Eve, so we don't have to send things down to Eve, right? That's pretty cool. So that's where I'm going with that. A lot of our money will be spent on Kerbals. All right, look at this. Like, look at this. It's all green. Well, there's like a greenish hue to this. Because, like, oh man, this is gonna be good. I can't wait to time accelerate. I can't wait to time accelerate and to like see what this is like in the daytime. Look at all these rocks near us. There's so much, I have so much driving to do with this probe. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun with it. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna have fun with it. Any minute now, we're gonna land on the surface of Eve. Here we go, here we go. We are landed, safe and sound. Yes, we are, and we are in the peaks. So what I'm gonna do now, looks like we actually still do have a signal, which is nice. Cuminatron 3-2 is still gonna expand, but I'm gonna go ahead and also extend all of our solar panels here. Oh, that's a 20-minute delay. I don't want that. Here, so let's do this. Zero this out. Let's cancel that command, and we'll just do it like this. Extend the solar panel, extend the solar panel, extend the solar panel. And this will sort of be like a charging hub, right, for our rover. We'll just sort of get charged that way. We can also open up the bay. Oh, we're gonna do that in the daytime though. Yeah, don't need that up anymore. We can get some of these interfaces out of the way too. I think Flight Engineer probably has overstayed its welcome. Don't even need that on anymore. And I'm gonna leave Kerbal Alarm Clock on because I kind of like to reference time. It's a good way for you guys to tell how long things have been too. So we're currently in year 3, day 5, 1,000 times speed. Looks like we are gonna run out of electric charge. Like I said, not that big of a deal because the solar panels are already extended. Oh, there we go. Why is everything green? Oh, you know what? I bet there's a texturing problem on this. Oh no, we have a texturing problem. Oh, my graphics, guys, my graphics. All right, I'll have to adjust it. Oh, that's terrible. No wonder everything is green. I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna save it here. Landed on Eve. I'm gonna save it here, and I'm gonna reload it when we're gonna fix the graphics, man. Oh, how does that happen? It's probably because I updated a few things, and now it's thrown everything off. Like, look at our rocks are above us. Somehow we've landed under the terrain or something. Very strange. I'll fix it. Don't worry. All right, I went ahead. I figured it out. It was AT Utilities. It's just this mod that has a whole bunch of like little things for all sorts of other mods, and I had a version that was for 1.4. Went back. I don't know why I updated it. I've been trying to update things to see if I could get away with it. Apparently that's one of the things I messed up. So went back to the old version and everything is fine now. So here we go. Oh, there's like a green hue on the sky, and we're just gonna time accelerate a little bit. I love how it's a green hue. I love the green. The green is so cool. And we're gonna get daytime. Here we go. The sun is up and it's eve, morning time. Oh, I love it. Look at this. And as we scroll out, we're gonna see, look at the pink clouds. Yes, the pink clouds are a thing. Oh, look at this. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy now. All right, so we gotta do the thing with our rover and stuff. We don't have a connection right now, which is actually kind of concerning. It must just be like satellite alignment. Oh, apparently we don't have a solid as network as I thought we did. Let's zoom ahead really quick here and see if we can get a connection. There it is. Okay, so we don't have quite as solid of a connection, solid as of a network as I thought we did. Not that big of a deal. I don't think we're gonna get stuff like Pioneer Delivery is actually what's giving it to us right now. And yes, look at all of this. Oh, we can do science right now if we want to. I think we will. We're gonna run an atmospheric analysis. Yeah, I think we will. Speed up time, and here comes the experiment. Bam, look at this 160 science. And transmit science I did. That is all I have to share for this episode. I was gonna put the landing and the rover activities in the same video, but I just wanted to share the experience of the landing with you guys. And I did try this several times, trying to play around with trajectories and it lying to me. So there was a couple of attempts at this landing, being transparent and all, but for the most part, this has been such an enjoyable experience and I wanted you to experience it with me. So there you go. Next video coming out soon. It's all the surface shenanigans on Eve. There's a lot of rover driving around and science stuff that I did, and I will share that with you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I will see ya. Bye-bye.